Right, I'm just starting this because the thought of doing, I haven't done the preparation, and the thought of doing it now. I thought I could just quickly flick through the fixtures. I'm not doing no yes, no, nothing like that. I thought I could just quickly flick through the league table and that. I've not even looked and find out everyone started the season. But then the thought of doing that, and I've got no post-it notes, but the thought of doing that and writing it down is killing me. I don't think I can do it. So I'm just gonna try and do it wing. Can you do the research whilst doing it? I'm just gonna wing it. I'm gonna do the research whilst doing the video. But I think I know a few of them, like Burton, Burnley, and Luton. I don't need to research them. I know what they're like as teams. We need to. Do you know what I need to do for the live chat? Because this will be the same. Well, it's fucking 11:30 now, but well, actually I said 11:30, but it's 11:38. So how would you ever say that's 11:30? That was me trying to like bring it down. It's fucking 20 to 12 now. So it won't be this late, but it'll still be dark in the house and that. And so we'll do a lighting test on this now. We'll do a lighting test on this, and we'll what we'll do. We'll you can put in the comments which lights are better for the live chat. Right, hang on, I didn't say this is which one this is. Right, this is lighting number 1, yeah. This is lighting number 1. So this. This is lighting number 2. Started it. I'm winging it. Starting it and I'm winging it. Right, this is lighting number 2. What's better? Oh, I can already tell lighting number 2, but then I get that in my eyes. Like the last video about the thingy. So this is the second video I've done today, but I've changed. Them clothes how that t-shirt was in, it was horrible, it stunk. So I put it in the washing machine, so I put this on. Do you know what's sad about this? I wore this the day before Lost Village and it fit nice. It was almost a bit baggy, and now it's a bit tight again. Still fits though. I've just weighed myself, can you believe this, right? So, because of fasting, I was 17 stone, never been 17 stone, never been that heavy. I remember last year I was 16, 8, and I was disgusting in myself. This year comes around, I'm fat again all winter. As soon as the weather goes cold, I go fat again. Boom, straight up. You probably see it through this. I'll be fat, and by Christmas I'll be doing these videos, mate, fat. But yeah, I went up to 17 stone. I couldn't believe it. And I was 17 stone in January. I usually start, to be fair, I'll start a diet in January, lose a little bit by my birthday, but always be like disappointed in the results. See, that glasses thing's pissing me off. So I shot Brazil over lighting better. There's no other way of doing it. So they're the only two options. I'm going to go with this one because this one I think everything else looks better. It's just the eyes. What was I saying then? What was I even talking about? Weight. So 17, put my phone to the side. So yeah, 17 stone I was. Can you believe how heavy that is? And I tried to lose weight I had 2 holidays in March. I went to Egypt and I went to see my granddad in Spain. And I went to them probably both more than 17 stone. I tried to lose weight from January. I went on holiday middle of March and end of March and was probably fatter than I was in January. How did you manage that? By being a fat lazy bastard. That's how you manage it. And but then for the next lot of things that I had planned, a holiday and going to a festival, I properly got into fasting. I didn't fast in January when I was trying to lose weight. I was just going to the gym and trying to eat healthy. Fasting is the key to losing weight. You can be a greedy fat bastard like me. I eat the most amount of ridiculous calories ever every other day, but then I fast on like 2 days a week, 36 hours each time, and I was 17 stone. When I went to that festival, I went down to 14. Was it 8 or 7? Might have been as low as 14.7, you know. No, I was 14.8 before the festival, 14.7 when I came back. That's what it was. And I've not fasted once since the 23rd. Should have fasted last week, didn't. Should have fasted this week, all week, and I haven't, and I'm not going to fast. And I've just weighed myself then when I come inside, and been putting it off since. I've not weighed myself since the first day I got back from the festival. I was thinking I was going to be as high as 16, like dead pessimistic. 14.11. How sick's that? 14.11. Look, can't believe it. I thought it was going to be 6. Honestly, because of how tight my clothes have been and that, I was thinking, gotta be 16 stone. 14.11, mate. Ignore my bad feet. Can't believe it. I'm buzzing. So I'm starting no matter what. I'm Tuesday because the damage is not reversible yet. Right, anyway, this could be so bad and so hard to find all the data out that I'd just delete this and it never gets seen. And I'd do another one where I'm going to sit here for an hour fucking researching it. Oh, this is just going to be the one. Depends. Have I sworn this yet? This is supposed to be the one I don't swear in. Right, I'm just going to do a season review for the first 4 games, everyone's season. That's it. This is another one that's been requested, by the way. I'm just doing what people are asking me to do. Not loads of people. One person will message me saying you should do this because I don't really think about this, you know. I don't do no research, I don't do no notes. It's quite bad. I feel like it could actually be better. I feel like it's been alright for what it is already. But I feel like it could be well better if I just took a bit of interest in it, but I haven't. I still have only just learned to fucking put this thing there. Maybe I'll get there. But I like it anyway, so anyway, we're starting with this. Burnley. So I'm glad, listen, I didn't mind Burnley, you know, under Sean Dyche. They were an horrible team to watch, but it was a decent away. That fucking cricket club is good, innit? The Burnley away cricket club is sound. Good away pub. Only round the corner from Bolton. I didn't mind them, but under Vincent Kompany, I wanted to struggle. And he is very fortunate to have that job and to be considered how he is because he was very bad at Anderlecht. Everyone knows that. He was bad at Anderlecht. Got the Burnley job because he took a chance on him. And like I said, I think I said this in the last football video, I might not have done, I can't remember. The Championship always throws a team up who do well one season. Norwich have done it before. Huddersfield did it that random year. I think they came up through the playoffs, but there was a bad side who did far too well. Do you know what I mean? Even Blackpool back in the day under what's he called, the ball guy. This is going to be a running theme in these videos. Me forgetting people's names. What's the ball guy called? Ian Holloway. Yeah, him. Even like them. Hull. The Championship has ways of springing good sides on you. Do you know what I mean? And that's just what Burnley was last season. But they'll be bad this season. And they don't. It's not just all on him. They don't invest in it. That's the new thing. They got that. I didn't realise till like the last couple of seasons under Dyche, or maybe that's just when they took over, that they like have these American owners. You just like kind of bleed a Premier League club dry. Should start doing, you know, when I start learning how to do things. Maybe you can do it where you can click either one. I'll have a like and count how many times I say like and how many times I say in these. But Burnley, yeah, I'm not asked if I've had a bad start. He's going to be one of them who sticks to his philosophy. And I suppose. Where did they beat? I was going to say where did they beat Forest? But they beat Forest in the Europa League, in the League Cup. So that means nothing. Lost all 3 games, haven't they? They lost all 4. 1, 2. How have they played 4 games then in the league? Oh, they've only played 3 games. I didn't know. Nowhere. Why have them and Luton only played 3 games? Does anyone know why that is? Well, anyway, Burnley lost all 3 games. Because he'll stick to his philosophy, he'll just stand by it, and everyone will, he'll just say he's always going to stick by it, and they'll just get beat by a lot of teams. And then it'll either go the route of what these newly promoted teams do. They either get to when it's far too late, like February or March, and sack the manager, shit the bed and sack the manager. And you just think, why have you just done that? Because now you're gonna have to get a new manager to try and bring you back up. When if they go down, Kompany will bring them back up again probably. But so they'll either go 2 ways. They'll sack him. And how many times have these managers been fucking sacked? Oh, I've swore. Anyway, well, maybe I can get away with a couple of swears because I can believe them out somewhere. How many times have managers took a team up who shouldn't have even come up? I know Burnley should have come up, but they've took a team up who shouldn't have come up. And then they get to February, March, not doing well, and they sack them. And then they'll apply sometimes they'll appoint someone who you think, yeah, maybe like a Sam Allardyce or something who might get him out of trouble. Sometimes just give the job to an assistant manager and you think, what are you doing? The assistant if he was in trouble, has there ever been a successful assistant manager, seriously? Maybe back in the day before I even was alive and stuff, and then maybe 1 or 2, but I feel like I'm the only person, well, I'm not obviously, but when has assistant managers ever worked when you just sack the manager and just put the assistant back in? The regime probably doesn't ever change it, and clubs do it far too much. But I've gone well off topic there. Burnley, 3 losses, not surprised because Kompany's going to be a bad manager and they will go down. Luton, 3 losses again, but they're not. I think I said that in the transfer video or I can't remember what video I said it in, where I said Luton are not even designed to stay up, are they really? They're just a team that they've come up again, like fluke team who've come up, and their owners are not rolling the dice. They're just saying, fuck it, we'll have the Premier League money, we'll have the 2-3 years of parachute payments. They're not even rolling the dice on trying to stay up. If they stay up by some miracle, buzzing, but if they don't, they're not ours. Same as what Huddersfield did with that Wagner, and then they did that again, sacked Wagner. If they had kept Wagner and he wanted to stay, if he could have worked it out, he'd have got him back up. Whoa. The mic's not been anywhere near my face all this video, so I don't know. The audio is going to be for the start. This might be unsendable anyway. So that said, I can't be asked going through every team at their length. Summerwell. So that's Burnley and Luton done. I think Burnley actually. Sorry, I just said Burnley will go down. But did I not think Burnley were going to stay up? Who came up? Luton, Burnley. No, I think Burnley will stay up, which contradicts everything I've just said. But I think they'll stay up because they will stick to the philosophy. Because I think they'll beat bad sides. You got some sides that are a bit blaggy, and they can be beat if you play football against them. I think Burnley will beat them sides just enough to stay up, but only because I think Sheffield United, Luton, and I just don't think all three teams that come up will go down. I think I definitely said that on the video. So actually, after everything I've just said, then Burnley will stay up, but Company will be a bad manager. Burnley will be an easy side to beat. We'll beat them home and away. Most big teams will beat them home and away, but they'll stay up. Luton, shocking, but I don't think they're even asked about being shocking. We'll go down. Next team's Everton. So who did I watch Everton draw against? It's Sheffield United. Everton's only point. I didn't realise it was that bad. I honestly didn't realise it was that bad. I know when they were saying both teams want to go into the international break with they're both on 1 point, just one goal difference separates them. No, I didn't know it was that bad. With Everton. I knew it was that bad with Sheffield United because I don't expect Sheffield United to do anything, but I didn't realise Everton had only got 1 point out of the first 4. Oh my God. And that was not really a good performance against Sheffield United. I thought, I'm not going to be biased actually and say that. I thought Sheffield United should have won the game. Probably a draw was right, but a draw being right against Sheffield United is not good because Sheffield United are a bad side. See, I think it's easy for Liverpool fans, more importantly Scousers, or not more importantly, but more whatever Scousers, to jump on Everton. But I do think they'll be alright. And I think a lot of my mates who are Scousers and support Liverpool are they've blagged themselves into this being the year. And it started worse probably than the last 2 years, but I actually think this will be the year that they'll be sound. I think when Dyche gets into them, this international break will be good for Everton. I don't know how many players have got away, but every week with Dyche, they'll get better at being an horrible Dyche team. Think about Burnley before. What happened with Burnley? Because did these Americans only just come in or something, or were they in from the start? I don't get it, because Burnley was sound for the first few seasons they were in the league. They were always punching above their weight. They seemed to spend a bit of money, not a lot of money, but enough money to not just be embarrassing. And then towards the end, when I found out they had these American owners, they wouldn't even spend anything, would they? Because I remember they bought that Hendricks and spent money on him, and there was a few other players who used to buy Burnley would buy the top Championship players, wouldn't they? Then maybe pick a few other players from top clubs and that, but mainly buy very good Championship players and that, and other Premier League lower players. And they used to spend money well, but did the owners come in later in Sean Dyche's reign, or were they there from the start? They couldn't have been there from the start. But anyway, I think he'll have Everton now. I think this season Everton will finish 13th, 12th. I'm just looking at the table now, 13th or 12th, something like that. I think they'll be fine. They'll go on a little run about Christmas, and they'll be fine, and they'll finish just the bottom side of mid-table. Sheffield United down 1 point from 4. Who they lost to? I'm guessing they've lost to. It doesn't matter who they've lost to. Man City. They only lost 2-1 to Man City, which didn't you know what? They've only lost 1-0, 2-1, and 2-1, and then drew with Everton. But I can't be asked getting into it with them really. I just think they're going down. See, Bournemouth's a weird one, because if Bournemouth had kept Gary O'Neill, I think they would have gone down, because I really don't rate him. Who's Bournemouth's manager? I don't even know who he is. Adone, is that back to front or? Hang on, yeah, it is, because Marcus Tavernier, yeah. So obviously his first name's Adone. Iriala, I don't even know who he is. Couldn't tell you one team he's managed before. And just to make this video not go so long, because it's already 13 minutes and I'm on 16th, I'm not even going to check. So Bournemouth, they'll stay up because there's obviously 3 worse teams than them. Don't know who they've bought without checking. I can't really be asked looking. 2 points from 4, just a basic start for a team like Bournemouth, to 16th, and they probably could finish 16th, even though that's, do you know what I mean? Wolves 4 from 3. They're my surprise one to go down. Who have they beat? Beat Blackpool 5-0 in the cup means nothing. They beat Everton. Their only wins Everton. I fucking bet it is. There's me sticking up for Everton, and Wolves only wins them though. See, if Wolves played a decent team other than Everton, anyone decent or established, because I think if they played Everton, at home, they won. Everton are at home, they've won 1-0. If they played Everton away, let's say in December, they'd get beat. Everton would beat them, because Everton will be sound by December. But Jesus Christ, so yeah, Wolves just confirms my thing. They've got 3 points, yeah. The league's that bad that 3 points has you at 15th, but their only wins against Everton, and it's Everton. Do you know what I mean? So they've lost to United, lost to Brighton, got battered by Brighton, by the way, and then they've lost to Palace, who I think Palace have had a good start. I'll get to that when obviously it comes to them, but they flatter to deceive. Palace are under Roy Hodgson, so at any point Palace can go 3-4 games back on a run winning, get a few points, and then the media, because he's English and he's a media darling, the media get behind Hodgson and say, look at the job Hodgson's doing at Palace, and then they'll lose 6 in a row and nothing will get said about it. The media won't mention Palace's form or anything, and then they'll win a couple. That's why Palace fans fucking hated Hodgson, and they lost to them. So yeah, Wolves are my surprise team to go down, even though I did say I thought that I think I was probably just talking shit about that Portuguese guy doing well. So here's a good one. Newcastle, 3 points, 14. They're going to slowly walk into a bad season. And then what they'll have to do, they'll either have a choice. What is the dog doing? They'll have a choice. They'll either have to sack Eddie Howe. But I think they're not asked whether the Saudi owners, it's long term with them because they've got so much money that they don't care. Do you know when these Saudis took over Newcastle, I didn't even think it was a worry. I just thought, for some reason, I didn't even think it was that bad. And then I've realised that it's just going to be like City in it because the Saudis are doing what fucking all the other places are jumping. They've jumped on this sport washing late, like fucking Dubai and Abu Dhabi and all them have been doing it for years. And Qatar, they all have seem to have fucking little windows, don't they? It's the opposite way, so I need to go that way if I want to go across the screen. They all have these little windows where it's their time to sport wash, and now it's fucking Saudi Arabia, and they seem to have the most money of the fucking lot of them. So Newcastle are here to stay. So then I don't think they're arsed. They could miss out on top 4 as long as they have a little Champions League thing. They don't care. They're not about making money. So that's what I've realised. So maybe they'll just keep Eddie Howe just to keep the fans on side till the end of the season. But Eddie Howe's going to go. They're going to get a better manager. They're going to get better players, and Newcastle are going to be a serious problem. But I think this season they're going to struggle because Eddie Howe is an okay manager. Nothing great. I at one point fell into it as well. Fell into the Eddie Howe blag when he was at Bournemouth, and then you just realise Bournemouth were another one because he was English. It's exactly the same. Roy Hodgson. They go 4 or 5 games, beat a couple of teams they shouldn't beat, go on a little run. Because the Premier League's always quite bad, you only need to win 4 games in a row and you'll jump up 7 places. They do that, and the media be like, Eddie Howe, the job Eddie Howe's doing. Then they'd get 3 points from a possible 30 or something in 10 games. That's how bad they'd be under Eddie Howe. Bournemouth, no one would say nothing about it. But I feel like I was into the blag at one point, but Newcastle will just have he's too easy to find out, Eddie Howe. That's the problem. He can, like last season with Newcastle, he can just shock and awe a little bit, and then you can find him out easy. And I think good managers find him out. He doesn't really have many ways to play, and that assistant manager is a fucking bell end. Things get killed. Do you know what I mean? I feel like back in the day, it was a thing where people knew things got killed, and now I feel like people ride things out to the death now. Even with that, even the Dylan Dennis stuff was funny for the first week, and then it's been killed. And what's he called, Jason Tyndall, was funny for a week, and then it's been killed already because people just get onto it too much. That's Newcastle anyway. They're going to struggle. They won't finish anywhere near the top 4. They'll possibly sack Eddie Howe and get a new manager in. They'll get dumped out of the Champions League in the group stages. They'll just have a bad season. Fulham, 13th, could finish 13th, could finish 12th. They're not going to be anywhere near a relegation zone. They're not going to be anywhere near the first cup, first 3 that stay up. But I don't think they're going to be like last season where there was not pushing even the Conference League, but they had a good season, played well, was always the topper of mid-table, weren't they? Don't forget, and I put Marco Silva to be the first manager to get sacked just because I can't think of anyone who would get sacked before him, because it's quite everyone, unless Sheffield United sacked the manager for no reason, which I couldn't imagine, or Luton, because they're going to be doing really bad all season. I can't see why anyone would sack the manager, so I just threw that. But I think Fulham were saying they'll stay up, they'll be mid-table. Who've they lost to and who've they beat? Let's have a look. See, I don't know if this is going to be good enough. This match, so I've only watched so far the live chat. I've never watched one of the other videos back at all. The only time it'll ever been on the screen is where I've sent a picture of something. I've never watched one back. Even when people in work was asking about them and I had to show them, I couldn't watch the videos. They were horrendous to watch and so cringy. But I've watched the live chat back just because I was reading the chat. And it's sad, the live chat. And I've read the chat. I miss so many things on the chat because you just miss it. And I miss loads of sick questions. So I'm going to have to make sure I read the chat more on Sunday. But what was I doing looking at Newcastle's results? Fulham's results. Beat Everton. It's they've got 4 points under there, and one of them was beat Everton. Yeah, they'll still be saying though, beat Everton. Why is this a recurring theme? Chelsea. So what's theirs? It pisses me off we drew with them, That is a bad result. And if we'd have sorted our players out, if we'd have got Endo in and what's he called? Who did we sign last? Who did we sign? Last. Oh yeah, Gravenbach. If we'd have had all them done, and like I said in the transfer window video, them deals we didn't. It was a bad transfer window for Liverpool because we always seemed to do savvy business. They weren't savvy business. We paid the price they were worth because obviously, other than McAllister, who's probably worth more, but it was a release clause thing, wasn't it? So we paid what they were worth because we could get McAllister for that for them at different times. Every player we bought in the window could have been bought for the price we paid for them on day one. So why didn't we get him in early, have a full pre-season and play Chelsea for them? Because we'd have fucking battered Chelsea. Chelsea, like I said that in that video, Chelsea are going to start badly. They're going to get beat by teams they shouldn't get beat by. They're going to look really bad and then they'll click with Pochettino and they'll be fine. They'll get top 4 easy. But they're not going to be good at the start, and we fucking drew them because we're little penny pinching bastards all window. This has been a bad window for Liverpool, by the way, and people who say it's not are lying to themselves, but that doesn't matter. We're not talking about that, and we can get to Liverpool. But yeah, Chelsea, they'll be fine. Who've they beat? They beat Luton 3-0, smashed them, and then they drew us. Is that all it is? 4 points, to be fair. Lost to Forest. Yeah, look, that's what I'm saying. If them fixtures were played, the Forest fixture and the West Ham fixtures again were played near Christmas or something, Chelsea will beat them, they'll steamroll them. You'll see Chelsea go on a run. United, see, who did they beat? Wolves, who were going to be in a relegation fight, and then the Forest game. So I didn't see. Well, for Forest game, the Forest game. So I didn't see that, but I know they were 2-0 down. And then I said they'd lose to Tottenham. I put Tottenham on my bet, and I knew Arsenal were going to win, but I didn't see the Arsenal game. But obviously, I've seen the goals and that last-minute goal. So maybe they'd be unlucky to lose there and not get a point. But I thought they were going to lose that game, so I'm not seeing it with a better side, but. Beating Wolves, and at home only 1-0. Do you know what I mean? Wolves are going to be down there all season, and Tottenham beat them, and Forest and Arsenal beat them. They're not a good side, you know. This United team, they really are not. And last season they weren't that good. Where did they finish? 3rd. They were just in. It was just a year when there was no good sides really. Or did they finish even? Did they even finish 4th in the end? Was it Newcastle who finished 3rd? Yeah, because I think we were going with United. They're not a good side. They won the League Cup, and it's good to win the League Cup. It's a great day out with your mates, and I'm sure all the United fans loved it, and all the United fans I know did love it. It's midnight, so all the fixtures have just turned over to today. So I've lost all my fixtures, and now I've got all this shit Canadian League, fucking Brazilian Second League. So because it's gone midnight. Where was I on? Sunday. Oh my god, this is going to be well hard to find. Saturday. What's happening? I don't even know. Oh my god, it's gone in a full new week cycle because it's Saturday. I can't even go back to the last time there was Premier League football. I'll have to search Premier League. This is a nightmare. Right, Premier League. Who was I on? I was on United, yeah. Here we go, back on United. Bad side. Not a good manager. Keeps falling out with the players. Who's he fell out with now? Sancho. He's fell out with Ronaldo. Obviously, he doesn't look as bad with the Sancho thing because Sancho's Sancho, but like even Ronaldo called him out and said like he was this clown. Do you know what I mean? Now Sancho's saying things about him. There's been another player he fell out with. Who else did he fall out? It's not just them two. The Mason Greenwood thing. If he'd have just said, "Listen, I don't want him back," then Mason, there would be no question about it. They would say, right, they'd back the manager. So he's obviously said at some point, yeah, I'll have Mason Greenwood back. Maybe he's not, don't know, don't like, not saying that as a fact, but surely he has. If he just flat out said, no, I don't want him back, and then got his agent to brief the media saying, listen, Ten Hag doesn't want him back, the media would be like, straight on him, and the club would just say, yeah, right, he's not coming back. But he's obviously said, yeah, I wouldn't mind having him back, do you know what I mean? I think that some of his buys are awful. That Martinez is not a good centre-half and will be proven to not be a good centre-half in the end. He has had half a good season last year and it's made the United fans be able to like argue that he's half good. He is dog shit and it will be proven he's dog shit. Antony is a bad signing. Why did he pay so much for a player from Ajax? He must have seen him every day in training. Surely he didn't think... He obviously looked good in training against the Ajax players and obviously looked good in the Eredivisie or whatever it's called. Yeah, that's the Eredivisie, that's pronounced it. Obviously looked good in the Eredivisie. But is it the Eredivisie that I pronounce it? Yeah. But he must have been able to see that he's not like top Premier League level to pay that money, and Ajax fucking terrorised him. What was it, 88 million or something, 82 million? He's fucking dog shit. He's the most predictable player ever. Even Sancho, I know he wasn't. Was Sancho was it? No, he was a Solskjaer buy, wasn't he? Sancho a bad buy, but Ten Hag, who else has he signed? Then he signed Antony, horrendous buy. He signed Martinez, and how can you forget Casemiro? Another one of my good shouts. Some of my bad shouts, yeah, they stand out as really bad because at 24 minutes, you know, I'm only on United. They stand out as really bad because they are really bad. But I said about Casemiro, I got slated last year for my opinions on Casemiro. I said he's got 1 year left in him and they're going to be paying him a fortune and hating him within 18 months. And you can go past all the tweets I've sent. 18 months, I said. It's not even 18 months yet and they're already starting turning on him because his legs are gone. He's going to be finished. United will have a bad season. They won't finish top four. They'll either stick with him just off the fucking nostalgia of winning the League Cup, or they'll get rid of him and it'll be the whole new process again. But he will be found out as a fraud, and he's fucking bald. I think Villa will be sound. They'll stay up. They won't finish as high as they finished last season. This is just a prediction for them, and I'm not really looking at the. I guess this video has already turned into how I'm predicting they're going to do before the season starts, and then looking at how they've started. But yeah, Villa will be fine. But I think what he'll do is he'll go for Europe because he's known as being a European manager, isn't he? And he's a good manager, very good manager, Emery. And he got took the piss out of when he was at Arsenal, and he was fine. Arteta, the people saying Arteta's done this job, no one other Arsenal managers had the funds that Arteta's had. Do you think if even Unai Emery would have done a job, probably done a similar job to this? He has wasted some money, Arteta, mate. He bought Pepe, didn't he? He was the one who signed Pepe, mate. He's just gone for 3 million to, Trabzonspor. They paid, what was it? It was 70 odd million for him, wasn't it? And he has blown some money, Arteta. And he's bought some good players as well, but he spent serious money. Jesus next season, is he even going to be in their starting 11? They paid how much for him? 50 million or something. And then partly they paid a lot for him. That was definitely a thingy as well, wasn't it? And then they just signed midfielders all over him. Kai Havertz, he's not going to be a good buy for him, and I think he's a very good player. And I think he should have moved. He needs to go to Spain or something, or back to Germany, because he's just not physical enough for the Premier League, and he's never going to be either. Because I don't know. We've somehow managed to get skinny players to be quite big, but Arsenal don't seem to be onto that yet. But we are. I'm on Villa, yeah, but Villa, I think he'll prioritise Europe, knowing there's no way they're going to go down. And if he has a run in that, even if it's only the Conference League, pretty sick like Conference League, innit? It was nice watching West Ham win it, and I'm not even a massive West Ham fan, but it was sick. Yes, they won a European trophy. I know it's definitely not a major honour, but they won it, and it looks sick for them. And gives all the other teams, European aways are the best fucking times of your life, mate. And it gives other teams a go in Europe and that. So I think he's going to go for that. And do you know what? Villa could win that. Why can't they win that? There's not good sides in that, is there? You don't play a good side till about the quarterfinals. Why can't he with the know all he's got in Europe with the Europa League? He's a fucking specialist in it. Why can't Villa go and win that Conference League? And that'd be sick for them. Go and win it. I think maybe they will. What have they done so far in it? They beat Hibs 8-0 in aggregate. Fucking hell. Do you know what? I seen the 5-0 because of that Blair McNally's YouTube account. He's like a YouTube guy who's been helping me out a little bit. I seen they won 5-0, but I didn't know they realised they won the second league 3-0. I'm 8-0 in aggregate. Jesus Christ. Right, let's move up. Forest. How weird a team of Forest. I don't even know how they've done. They lost to Arsenal, no shame in that. Lost to United, not really a shame in that, even though I think United are a bad side. They're still better than Forest. Beat Sheffield United, should beat them. And then the Chelsea win, 6 points. They're weird, aren't they? Because I thought this all through this summer, is it what's he called? Gary... I like him as well. This is going to be a recurring theme. Hang on, I'm on the thing now. I can read the manager. I always forget the name. Steve Cooper. Steve Cooper. Is this a recurring theme with him or something Is he just obsessed with signing players? Mate, they've got 6 goalkeepers on this fucking flash scores. Why can't he stop buying players? So I thought all summer they'd sold a few players. They weren't being stupid, weren't oversigning players or anything. And I thought... right, they've done it right this summer, because last summer they bought too many players. And then what was weird about it was they bought loads in the summer. It didn't work until about November, December when it clicked. January comes and he buys more players and just disrupts the whole team again, and then it doesn't work again, and then they're in a relegation fight. And he's done, and I thought all summer they've done well, they're not doing too much. And then for some fucking reason, last week of the season, he just started buying everyone again. What's his obsession with just buying players? They've got Chris Wood, who they've paid quite a lot for, considering he's not going to play. They've got that, I'm not even going to pronounce his name, which is ridiculous because he's Nigerian, I should be able to. Taiwo Ayenu, whatever, him. We all know who he is. They've got him, and then they just go and get Origi. And then they've got this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9 forwards on this. And then people like John Joe Shelby in January, and they played him. He played for the first 3-4 games after January, and then they've obviously just thought, mate, get him off the pitch and get the team that was performing well in November, December back. Why did they do it? Is he obsessed with signing players or something? They'll be all right again. So last season I thought they were going to go. I thought they were going to be fine when they got to Christmas and that, and they were flying. And then I thought, shit, he's fucked it up. They're going to go down, and they stayed up. But I think again this season, they could be the team that easily finished 17th. because there's definitely three worse teams in them, but they're not going to be a good team because he just keeps buying too many players. It's too many players to bet in. It never works. I don't really get it why he keeps doing it. Right, Brentford, they're going to be the new, they're going to be the new like 9th, 10th team, and then they'll get complacent with the players they buy. They'll keep selling players and they'll stop buying players, and it will slowly happen, and then eventually they'll just go back down. But they'll be there for a good few years. They'll finish between 11th and 8th this season. Brentford. No, 11th and 9th this season. I think that to me would be the worst part of football, like just being a team. Maybe it's good for them because it's still Brentford and they'll beat teams they shouldn't. No, maybe not that. That's a bit wrong. Maybe the 13th. I think the Palace teams. Palace have become that team, and maybe their fans like it. But the teams that just are going to stay up every year, but they're never going to challenge for Europe or anything. I couldn't not be arsed with that. But yeah, Brentford will stay there. I'm up to Palace now. Palace. Again, another one. English manager. He can go on a run. The media back him about being good, and then he can go on a losing run, and the media don't mention anything of it. I feel like they do a little bit more with Hodgson. I don't know why. Maybe because he's very old and probably like a bit more bitter with him than that now. But they do probably mention it a bit more with Hodgson. But this is going to be a horrendous season for. Caught that one, didn't I? Horrendous season for Palace fans because it's just Roy Hodgson. What a bad season that was for Liverpool. We didn't even get a full season, did we? I went to every Roy Hodgson game except the Northampton game, and there was one Premier League game that I missed. I was at the Blackpool game. I can't remember what it was. I was thinking about this the other day. Everyone except two. It's just not going to be It's just going to be a boring season for you. And it's sad because you've got good attack. Under Vieira, I know you weren't a great side, but I think he'd have kept you up anyway. But under Vieira, you had attacking players who were exciting. I'm guessing for Palace players to watch, and the players are still there. But Roy Hodgson's just going to suck the life out of them, innit? Yeah, you beat Wolves 3-2, then you won 1-0, lost 1-0, drew 1-1. That's how you'll just be all season. Brighton. Do you know what? I spent all summer being negative about this manager, thinking he was just going to be like a Graham Potter, where even they've got a system manager, even though they've got a system team and players don't kick on, they've probably got system managers and he'll come in, he'll be alright. But I think he's made Brighton kick on. Brighton fans must be buzzing that Graham Potter went to Chelsea, but I feel like Brighton fans knew that Graham Potter wasn't that good. I think they liked him and I think they thought he was good, but I don't think they thought he was that good. And they must love this guy. He's well better, well more passionate, well more into it. They seem to play better. If I'm just reading the results now, they beat Luton. Obviously, they should have done. Beat Wolves, should have done. But then they beat Newcastle. And they smacked, bear in mind, you beat teams that you should do, like Luton and Wolves. You don't beat them 1-0, 2-0. They smashed them both 4-2. So, and then they lost to West Ham. But West Ham are having a good start to the season, aren't they? Arsenal next. What do I think about Arsenal? I think they're going to be a million miles off the league because I think they're a lot like our 2013, 2014 team. Was that the year? Yeah, it was. Where they were flash in the pan, and I don't think Arteta's done very well this window. I don't think Rice, if you're going to play Rice as a single pivot, I don't think he's good enough single pivot. 32 minutes, man. At all. Don't think he's good enough to play defensive midfield on his own. I'm just going to get off them stupid things. So I think that's a completely wrong signing. And Kai Havertz, even though I liked him when he was in Germany, still think there's a good player there. He will not be good for any team in the Premier League because he just won't be. And who else did they sign? I can't remember. Let's have a look at the squad. May as well. This video's already been awful. See that Timber. Don't know who he is. Can't comment on him, but I'm sure he was short. Does this tell you how tall he is? Did I read that he was dead short? And that was why I was thinking he was shit. Zinchenko as well. They spent a lot of money on him and he is not a good player. Just because he's like sort of popular and that, he's not a good player. See, they've seem to have a good attack. Is Jorginho still there? Did Jorginho not leave? I thought Jorginho left. No way, yeah, he actually came on. He actually played against United. He started against United. I thought he left. I thought he said he was leaving. Oh no, he never started against United. He came on against United after 1 minute. No way. Why would he come on after 1 minute? Seriously? Oh no, he never came after 1 minute. Oh, I don't get it. Oh, he played 1 minute. He came on in the 90th minute. There you go. I didn't even know he was still there. It's got Saka as a midfielder. Who did they sign? Who am I thinking of? The forward who they signed? Have they not signed any forward? No, they've not, have they? I don't know what I'm talking about then. Well, yeah, I just think they'll be a million miles off and I think they're going to challenge for top four. But if Arsenal fans actually think about it, they should be... I'm just trying to find out what the starting lineup was against United. They should be happy with top four because they were a million miles off top four fights for years. And then the thing is, if they'd have finished fourth last season, yeah, and then this season finished third, the fans had been happy with that because they did so well last season and they spent a lot of money. And I think the fans are not stupid; they realise they've spent a lot of money. There's pressure on them to do well, but I think they're just going to finish fourth. I think they're going to fight Tottenham for fourth. And I will be proven right on this one, and I've not given up on it. Arteta is not a good manager, and I will definitely, in the long haul, be proven right on this. He's not a good manager. West Ham, decent start. Again, they're going to stay up. I think they're going to be all right. I think they're going to be mid-table or above mid-table. I think they might be again, just because of I don't really know what's going on with Moyes. I really as good seasons, bad seasons, good seasons, bad seasons. But I think they're going to have a good season, and I think they should have really got rid of him. But they've kept him, and I think he'll have a good season and probably just leave at the end of the season, or they'll get blagged in by his good season because he'll do well this season. They'll give him a new 3-year deal, and next season they'll struggle, and it'll be another case of he's got 2 years on a good deal left. Which one of the two West Ham owners is still alive? Is it David Gould is still alive? Nah, because I remember DG. Something about DG's dead. So what's the one called? There was David. See, this is going to be a recurring theme about me not remembering names. David Gould and Sullivan. Oh no, I think it's Sullivan who's dead. Well, anyway, which one of them two is alive? It'll be the thing where they can't decide if it's worth sacking him for the money that it's going to cost him to sack him. So that's how they'll go. Liverpool, what a start to the season! And that Chelsea draw pisses me off because look how well we've started. And if we'd have started with I know we didn't sign the players until some of these games, but I just feel like I would have had a settled squad and everything and gone into that Chelsea game with a bit more ambition. But that is Klopp. Klopp doesn't if you've noticed it, Klopp hates losing these big games away, doesn't he? He'll rather take a point than lose the big games away, and he'll beat the other side. So that's why every fucking time, that's why we always underperform. Klopp does shit the bed massively when the pressure's on, but we get away with it. And I don't know, it's hard to describe it because I love it. Honestly, this is not a negative. He's probably too passionate where it lets you get to him because we always shit the bed in finals. Even the finals we've won, we've never played well. And Everton away and United away, when there's been times we dropped points. We went the fucking year we won the league. We fucking won, 20 odd games in a row, or however many games in a row it was. Drew with United and then won another 10 games in a row. Drew at Old Trafford with that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer side, who was such a bad side and we were such a good side. And that's because Klopp can shit the bed away to Everton and away to United because he feels the pressure of losing because he knows how much it means to the fans. Or I think that's why it happens. And it happens, and goods are very good sides. But we've also had big wins though because I feel like if we score early or he can see it early enough, he'll turn it on and go. But very good Liverpool sides under Klopp have dropped points at Goodison or Old Trafford where Klopp has sort of shit the bed, and that is the exact same reason why sometimes we don't play well in finals. But we're going to be fine this year. We're going to finish second. Like I said, every year there's a surprise team who challenges City. We were not a surprise team. We dominated fucking football with them for 3-4 years. We finished on 97 points and came second. That's not a random team that comes second. And then we won the year the last year, kicked on even more than finished on 97 points and finished on more points. That's not fucking random challenges. That's a dominating team with a very dominating team as well. And we won the Champions League, by the way. But every year someone challenges City. That'll be us this year. We'll challenge them. But we'll finish second. City will win the league. And then you've got Tottenham, who I think will challenge. This video's going long now and I'm a bit bored. I think you've got Tottenham who will challenge Arsenal for top 4 and City who's at top of the league who will win the league. And that is my prediction of all 20 teams in the league. This is basically 20 past midnight. So it's not going to come out today. This is going to be the first video where, I suppose I'm on the day. This will be the first video where I've recorded it and then it's released the next day. Should I edit it on? I'm not going to edit it or anything, and I definitely won't watch it. But this is going to be the first video that gets released the next day, so I'm going to try and actually find everyone always tells me, I get DMs off, obviously strangers all the time when I'm doing these things, saying you're doing them at the wrong time. I just do not care at the minute. But I am going to post this tomorrow. I think I'll do it early so people can get up early and before they do anything with the day, they can listen to it. And at least this will be the first video where it caters kind of to everybody, all football fans. But I've lost football fans, haven't I? Do you know what's sad about this? If I'd have started this 4 or 5 years ago, ever before that Ericsson tweet, it probably took off quicker because the football fans would have been on my side. I always think about that with that fucking Spencer kid. Remember when I had an argument with that fucking Spencer kid and all the football fans was sticking up for him? They used to stick up for me. Whenever I used to get into an argument with someone, I used to just do what he does now where he kind of quote tweet something to get all these little fucking muppets on his side. But I also used to do that back in the day, so I don't hate the game. And they used to be on me. One Ericsson tweet, mate, you lose football Twitter, you lose all the Stolen Island fucking idiots, and they're not on my side anymore. So, but at least this video caters to everybody. Everyone who supports a team in this league, you can listen to this video, or you can fucking not. I don't care. The live chat's on. I'm not doing that the betting one because there's fucking one UFC card, no boxing, and international football, which is fucking dog shit. So yeah, live chat on Sunday. Can't fucking wait for it. It's gonna be sick. I'll retweet the link again, and do you know what? I'll put the email address in the bio. This is your last chance to send it questions. I've got enough questions to cover it anyway. But if there's good ones better than the other ones, I'll put them in, and I can use the other ones if there's ever quiet weeks, which I'm guessing there will be at some point. So yeah, this is the Premier League prediction for all 20 teams. We're about still finishing the league. So yeah, that was, and my actual prediction is, I think, but I've already said it in the video that guy asked me to do. Top 4: City, Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal. Not just Arsenal. I don't know about Europa League and think it can't be asked. And down, not in order, Luton, Sheffield United, Wolves. Like and subscribe.